A chilling wind sweeps across Heartland as Amy Fleming faces the most heartbreaking challenge of her life. Her bond with her horse was more than friendship, it was her soul's connection. But now, whispers spread across the ranch that Amy's beloved horse might not survive. What really happened out there in the fields? Was it just an accident? Or is there something darker lurking behind the peaceful fences of Heartland? This isn't just another loss, it's the kind of tragedy that could break Amy forever. The trailer for Heartland Season 19. Episode 5 opens in complete silence, a silence that feels heavy, like the calm before a storm. We see Amy standing alone in the stables, her face pale and eyes trembling with fear. The once lively horse, Spartan, lies weakly on the ground, struggling to breathe. The soft sound of his strained breaths echoes through the barn, creating a haunting atmosphere. Fans who have followed Amy's journey for years can instantly feel the pain in her expression, the pain of watching a part of her heart slowly fade away. The trailer's tension deepens as night falls over Heartland. Rain pours down, and thunder echoes in the distance. Amy sits by Spartan's stall, wrapped in an old blanket, her eyes swollen from crying. She hasn't slept, eaten, or spoken much since the incident. Her world feels like it's collapsing piece by piece. Every time Spartan moves or groans, Amy's heart skips a beat. The sound of his suffering is unbearable, and yet she refuses to walk away. She whispers softly, "You're my strength, Spartan. Don't leave me now." Her voice cracks, her hands shaking as she tries to hold him steady. Jack appears once again, carrying a lantern, his face lined with sadness and worry. He places a hand on Amy's shoulder and says, "You can't blame yourself for everything." But Amy doesn't respond. She can't. Deep down, she blames herself entirely. Maybe she pushed Spartan too hard. Maybe she missed the signs. The guilt is consuming her from the inside. Lou tries to comfort her sister, telling her that Spartan will pull through, like he always does. But Amy just stares at the rain dripping through the stable roof, lost in her thoughts. Then comes a flash of memory. Amy remembering Ty, the way he used to tell her that Spartan was their guardian, the symbol of everything good in their lives. That flashback hits hard. It's not just nostalgia. It's a cruel reminder that everyone Amy loves eventually leaves her. And this time, she feels helpless to stop it. But suddenly the tone shifts. The vet reappears, now with some results. He looks serious but not hopeless. "There's something strange," he says, kneeling beside Spartan. "This isn't a normal illness." Amy's heart pounds as she listens. The vet explains that Spartan may have been poisoned, something toxic in his food or water. The moment those words leave his mouth, the air in the stable feels colder. Amy's expression changes from heartbreak to disbelief. "Poisoned?" she repeats softly, her voice trembling with both fear and anger. Tim overhears this and rushes in. His face goes red with fury. "Who the hell would do that?" he shouts, slamming his fist against the stable wall. Jack warns him to calm down, but Amy's silence speaks louder than any words. Her eyes narrow and the tears stop. There's no more room for sorrow, only suspicion. The trailer shows quick flashes of possible clues. Amy discovering a strange residue near Spartan's feeding area, a broken fence that wasn't there before, and a dark figure seen walking near the ranch at night. Every frame builds the mystery further, making fans desperate for answers. Lou's voice is heard in the background saying, "Amy, you don't think someone did this on purpose, do you?" Amy doesn't answer, but her look says everything. Then, one of the most powerful moments hits. Amy walks outside into the pouring rain, staring into the darkness of the ranch fields. Her voice, barely above a whisper, says, "If someone hurt him, they're going to regret it." It's a chilling moment that marks a shift in her character. She's no longer just the kind, gentle horse whisperer. She's a woman driven by rage and grief, ready to fight back against whoever threatened her family. Meanwhile, Tim starts investigating on his own. He questions the ranch hands, checks the feed storage, and even accuses a few people in town who recently had issues with the Heartland family. But Jack warns him not to make reckless moves. You start throwing blame without proof, Jack says, and you'll only make things worse. Still, Tim can't help himself. His anger pushes him to take risks. Back in the barn, Spartan's condition worsens. Amy kneels beside him, clutching his mane and whispering, "Stay with me, boy." She calls Lisa for help, hoping her connections can bring a specialist. Lisa reassures her that she's doing everything she can. But as the night goes on, Spartan's breathing becomes weaker, and Amy's voice turns desperate. "Please, don't leave me too," she sobs. That line echoes the pain every fan remembers from the moment she lost Ty. It's a haunting reflection of her trauma. Then, the trailer cuts to morning. The storm has passed, but the air feels heavy with dread. Amy steps outside, her clothes damp, her eyes hollow from exhaustion. The sunrise brings no peace. Instead, she notices something odd near the paddock. A strange boot print in the mud, one that doesn't belong to anyone on the ranch. She kneels down, staring at it closely, her heart pounding. This isn't over. Someone was here. The screen fades to black again, with the haunting sound of Spartan's weak neigh echoing through the air. A single line appears on the screen. Every loss tells a story, but some stories hide a truth no one's ready to face. The message is clear. Episode 5 won't just break hearts, it will unravel a mystery that could shake Heartland forever. The trailer's tension only grows heavier as the morning light spills across the ranch. Amy's hands are still covered in mud from examining that mysterious footprint. Her mind races. Who could have come near Spartan's stall that night? There are no signs of forced entry, no broken locks, but someone was definitely there. Her instincts, sharpened through years of trust and training, are screaming that this wasn't an accident. Inside the house, the family sits around the kitchen table. The mood is grim. No one touches their breakfast. The sound of the ticking clock feels louder than usual. Tim paces back and forth while Lou keeps glancing toward the stable window, as if expecting to see Amy return with good news. But Amy walks in looking pale and determined. "Someone's been here," she says, her voice calm but cold. The entire family freezes. Jack looks at her closely and asks, "You're sure?" Amy nods. There were fresh footprints near Spartan's paddock. And the feed smelled strange, like something was mixed in it. Lou's eyes widen. "You think someone tried to hurt Spartan?" she asks, disbelief echoing in her voice. Amy doesn't respond directly, but the silence in the room is enough of an answer. The family realizes that they're not just dealing with an injury, they're dealing with sabotage. The trailer flashes through a series of haunting images. Amy inspecting the feed bags, Tim angrily questioning ranch workers, and Jack standing outside the barn, deep in thought. The music swells in the background, a mix of sorrow and suspicion. The peaceful world of Heartland suddenly feels dangerous. Then comes the most shocking part. Amy visits the local vet clinic again to review the toxicology report. The vet hesitates before speaking. "The substance we found in Spartan's system, it's not common. It's something used in old pesticides." Amy's heart sinks. "But we haven't used anything like that in years," she says. The vet nods. "Exactly. Someone had to bring it here." The realization hits her hard. Someone close to the ranch, someone who knows Heartland, might be responsible. She drives back home in silence, her mind replaying every argument, every strange glance, every person who might have had a reason to hurt her. Could it be a competitor from the horse circuit? Or maybe someone from Tim's past, seeking revenge? The possibilities are endless, and each one more terrifying than the last. As Amy arrives at the ranch, she finds Jack repairing the fence near the west pasture. He notices the look on her face and says softly, "You found something, didn't you?" Amy nods, her voice trembling. "It wasn't an accident, Jack. Someone poisoned Spartan. And I'm going to find out who." The camera focuses on Jack's eyes, sad but proud. "Then you better be careful." He warns her, because whoever did this, they won't stop at just one horse. The trailer then takes an emotional turn. Amy goes back to the barn, where Spartan lies weak but still alive. The camera zooms in on her face as she gently touches his muzzle. "You're gonna be okay," she whispers. "I promise." Her tears fall onto his coat as soft piano music plays in the background. It's a heartbreaking reminder of her unshakable love, the same love that kept her strong after Ty's death. Fans watching this scene can feel the emotional weight pressing on Amy's shoulders. But then, something changes. Spartan's breathing stabilizes slightly. His eyes flicker open for a moment, and he lets out a faint whinny. Amy gasps, her hope reignited. "That's it, boy," she says, smiling through her tears. "Keep fighting." The brief moment of light, amid the darkness, brings both relief and suspense. The trailer quickly cuts to Tim, who's on the phone, his voice angry and sharp. "If you know anything about what happened at Heartland, you better come clean now," he shouts before slamming the phone down. The scene hints that Tim has found a lead, someone he suspects might be behind the poisoning. But the trailer doesn't reveal who he called, leaving fans on the edge of their seats. Meanwhile, Lou confronts Amy, worried that her sister's obsession with finding the culprit will break her even more. "You can't keep living in this pain, Amy," she says. "You have to let it go." But Amy shakes her head, her eyes burning with determination. "Let it go." "Lou, someone tried to kill him. I can't let that go." That moment captures the core of Amy's character, her fierce loyalty and unwillingness to give up, no matter how much it hurts. The trailer ends this section with a haunting shot. Amy standing outside under the grey sky, holding one of Spartan's old saddles. The wind blows through her hair as her voice narrates softly. "When someone hurts what you love most, you stop being afraid. You start fighting back." The screen fades to black again, leaving viewers trembling with anticipation. And just as the silence settles, a faint sound is heard, a horse's distant cry, echoing through the valley. It's unclear if it's real or just a memory, but for Amy, it's a sign that this fight is far from over. The trailer grows darker as the secrets surrounding Spartan's poisoning start to unravel. The warm, familiar light of Heartland is gone, replaced by an unsettling grayness that mirrors the storm inside Amy's heart. She's no longer just grieving, she's investigating, quietly but fiercely. The woman who once healed horses with patience and love has now turned into someone who's hunting for the truth. The section opens with Amy walking through the barn, a flashlight in her hand. Every step echoes like a heartbeat. She checks every bucket, every bale of hay, every feed sack. Her movements are slow, deliberate. Then, hidden behind a pile of tools, she finds something odd, a small metal canister. She picks it up carefully, and the label, though faded, reads something that makes her blood run cold. "Toxic. Handle with care." The realization hits instantly. This must be what poisoned Spartan. But who would leave it there? And why? Amy takes the canister straight to Jack. His reaction is immediate and fierce. "That doesn't belong anywhere near this ranch," he says, his jaw tightening. Tim storms in after hearing the news. "That's it. I'm calling the police," he growls. But Amy stops him. Her voice, steady but cold, says, "Not yet. We need to know who did this before we make it public. If they find out we know, they might try again." It's a bold, dangerous decision, but it shows how far Amy has come. She's no longer just reacting to pain. She's taking control of it. As the trailer continues, Amy starts noticing strange things. The ranch dogs bark at night. Fences are mysteriously left open. And one of the ranch workers, someone new, quiet, and oddly distant, starts avoiding eye contact. The camera lingers on him just long enough for fans to suspect he might be involved. But the show's brilliance lies in the uncertainty. Every clue could be a red herring. Every look could be guilt or fear. Meanwhile, Spartan's condition remains fragile. The vet warns Amy that even if the poison is flushed out, the damage might already be done. "We're doing everything we can," he says softly, "but you should prepare yourself." Those words hit like a sledgehammer. Amy grips the stall door tightly, tears in her eyes, whispering, "No, I'm not giving up on him." The background music swells, slow piano mixed with a faint heartbeat rhythm, symbolizing Spartan's fading life. The trailer then gives fans a gut punch moment. Amy sitting beside Spartan, reading one of Ty's old letters aloud. "You always said Spartan was your wings," she says softly, her voice trembling. "If he ever falls, promise me you'll help him fly again." Her voice breaks as she finishes. "I'm trying, Ty. I'm trying so hard it's raw, emotional and unforgettable. One of those Heartland moments that stays with you long after the screen fades." But the calm doesn't last. That same night, Amy hears footsteps outside the barn. She turns off her lantern and listens. The sound is faint, cautious, someone moving in the shadows. She steps outside slowly, the wind whipping her hair. "Who's there?" she calls out, her voice steady but filled with dread. No answer. The silence is suffocating. Then, in a flash of lightning, she sees a silhouette, a figure standing near the fence line before disappearing into the trees. Amy rushes forward, but finds nothing except a trail of boot prints in the wet soil, the same pattern she found earlier. The next scene is pure tension. Amy, Jack, and Tim follow the trail at dawn. It leads them to an abandoned shed at the edge of their property. Inside, they find traces of the same toxic substance, and something worse: photographs of Heartland's horses, including Spartan, pinned to the wall. The camera zooms in on Amy's reaction: shock, horror, and fury all at once. "Who would do this?" Lou whispers. Jack answers grimly, "Someone who wants to destroy everything we love." Back at the ranch, Amy confronts the new ranch hand, the one who had been acting suspiciously. "Where were you last night?" she demands. He stutters, avoiding her eyes, saying he was in town, but when Amy presses further, his nervousness gives him away. Tim steps in, grabbing him by the arm. "You better start talking," he shouts. The man breaks down and admits he was hired by someone, but before he can reveal who, he runs off, disappearing into the woods. The trailer cuts sharply to black, leaving fans gasping for answers. Amy's voice is then heard in the background. This isn't just about Spartan anymore. Someone's coming for Heartland. That single line flips the entire story upside down. What started as a personal tragedy has now turned into a battle for survival. The closing moments of this section show Amy standing in the middle of the paddock, the sky burning with a golden sunset. Her hand rests on Spartan's head as he takes slow, weak breaths. She whispers, "You've always been my light, even in the darkest nights. And I won't let anyone take that away." Her words carry both love and vengeance, promising fans that episode 5 will be one of the most emotionally charged episodes in Heartland's history. The screen fades once again to black, but before it ends, a haunting line appears. Every secret leaves a trail, and Amy is about to follow it to the truth. The final act of the trailer brings the story to its breaking point, where heartbreak, truth, and vengeance collide. The peaceful world of Heartland stands on the edge of collapse. The once calm ranch, known for healing and hope, is now wrapped in fear. Amy's face tells it all. Sleepless nights, teary eyes, and the fire of determination that refuses to die. She's done being the victim. Now she's ready to uncover who dared to hurt the one being she loved most. The scene opens with a quiet dawn. Mist curls over the fields as Amy walks toward the barn. Her boots press softly against the ground, and every step feels heavier than the last. She knows the truth is close. She can feel it. Inside the barn, Spartan lies weak but alive, his breathing slow but steady. Amy kneels beside him, her hand brushing his mane gently. "You're stronger than they think," she whispers, her voice trembling. Just hold on a little longer. Then the calm shatters. Tim bursts in, breathless, holding a crumpled note in his hand. Amy, he says, voice shaking. We found this near the west fence. She takes the paper and unfolds it. The message is short but horrifying. He was just the beginning. Leave Heartland. Or, next time, it won't be the horse. The words send chills down her spine. Someone wants to destroy them. Not just emotionally, but completely. Amy's eyes harden. They think they can scare me? She mutters. Jack, standing beside her, warns. Amy, this isn't just some prank. Whoever did this means business. But Amy isn't backing down. Then they picked the wrong woman to threaten, she says, her voice cold and steady. The trailer captures her transformation, from the heartbroken horse whisperer to a fierce protector of her home and family. We then see flashes of tension-filled moments. Tim and Jack loading rifles into the truck, preparing to guard the property. Lou comforting Katie, telling her everything will be fine, though her trembling hands say otherwise. Amy standing alone by the fence, her gaze fixed on the dark horizon. The tension in these scenes feels suffocating. The peaceful Heartland we've known for years now feels like a battlefield. Then comes the moment everyone's been waiting for, the shocking twist. Amy receives a call from the vet. We traced the source of the poison, he says gravely. It was bought under a false name, but the purchase was made from a supplier in Hudson. By someone you know. The world seems to stop for a moment. Amy's breath catches. Who? She asks. The trailer cuts sharply before the answer, but fans can sense the explosion that's coming next. In the next scene, Amy storms into town. The rain pours down as she walks through the muddy street, her jaw tight, her fists clenched. She enters the feed store, and there, standing behind the counter, is Clint Riley, Ty's old friend who helped run the equine therapy center years ago. His expression is nervous, his hands trembling as he sees her. Amy, he says quietly, I didn't mean for it to go this far. The trailer moves in flashes now, Clint's face filled with regret, Amy shouting, You poisoned him, and Jack pulling her back before things spiral. Through his stammered words, Clint admits the truth. He wasn't acting alone. Someone hired him, someone with a grudge against the Flemings. And the shocking part? That person's name isn't revealed. The trailer ends before the secret is exposed, leaving fans in complete suspense.